This Australian Open, a big game of tennis here. Sam Smith, she's building up the game. It's going to be a big game of tennis. And have a listen to Demanding Tony.
Pliskova is in her 6th season
Is it too early
as
to
a
get
top
coffees,
10
do you reckon?
as a top 10 player, and she doesn't need any more money, does she?
Could I get an
she
extra
is
hot skinny latte,
she's
please?
plenty in the bank
An
balance.
extra hot skinny latte, large. Oh, sorry.
And a skinny latte. Come on, Tony.
How demanding are you? Extra hot, skinny.
Oh, hang on.
large.
How demanding am I? I said, please. Damo, I mean, have a look at Damo there. You're not the epitome of cool, OK? Now, in your younger days, obviously...
Coming from you.
Sorry?
Coming from you.
Oh, Damo, if you want a competition in coolness, my friend, I go in as firm favourite. But this is Damo.
I'm the betting man here, and I don't think you go in as favourite.
You're the least coolest person I know.
This is Damo in his younger years, right? Now, this... Damo, I'll get... OK, that's not... This is Damo now. This is Damo now. What's with the elbow on the chair, mate? What are you, like a Tonight Show host now, or what?
I just did was I'm told, TJ, and that's what...
What,
that's
someone
what-
actually said,
that's what
put your
Aaron
elbow on the
Pereira,
chair?
The producer of that very good show was telling me to do on the weekend.
Nice watch.
Big
Someone
numbers,
actually
yeah.
said, put the elbow on the chair.
Yeah.
Well, it was raining, and the camera had to be, you know...
So the elbow on the chair would keep
I
you
was
dry, would it?
asked to do it that way. I do as I'm told.
Taking a while to get to the punchline.
Yeah. It's just leading to something.
We're better.
No, and I should have gone with my gut feeling when the producers gave me
Is that it? Is that
OK, right.
Tony, you're cool.
Go for it.
There's got to be something more.
That's how cool you are.
No,
It's very important to know when you're on TV, you've got to know when you're on. So the guys Friday night footy, they had a bit of a rough night, of course. Hodgie and Duck got sent home, and they also didn't know when they were on. So coming here, Hodgie doesn't know what he's doing, talking about the races. We're on here. JB panicking and they are on. So it also happened at the magnificent Channel 9 network during the week with our fearless leader, the one and only Tony Jones.
And last week it just wasn't where we used to be.
You're on. You're on, Tony.
Look at him. Hiding the
well, we're on, are we? Essendon has named skipper Dyson Heppel for tomorrow's clash.
Whose fault was that?
Well, certainly not mine.
Was there a blow-up after that? Or?
Of course there was.
So that wasn't your fault. That wasn't your fault.
No.
So you blame someone else for that?
Well, there's a crazy little thing in television called a queue.
Now, we saw last year that Llordo thought that he was a model, and unfortunately we don't have the vision here this morning. I thought we would have it, but gone through the archives, and it seems like one of our other panellists thinks that he is a model as well. Have a look at this from Kane Corns back in the day. Kane shows marked for model career. Now, you actually got some size about you, Kane. Not like now. Do you look healthy there? You need to get back to that. But have a look. I had a look at... I read the article. Pumping iron is part of his ethos to keep away from the cigarettes and not drink, but in part also could be keep in shape. For Kane has shown he thinks he has a future as a model.
That's rough. That's rough, Browny. I don't know where you found that. 16.
No, but hang on, you've missed the most relevant part of that. That article.
What is it?
The opening par says the weights trainer lowered his voice a little and declared, "He's something special, this one. The best to come through in 20 years."
I didn't write that, TJ.
Have a look at him now.
But every story, there's got to be a picture with your dad. Old Studley.
It's interesting when you only pack for a couple of days, you don't bring much with you. So I think this polo's just borderline at the moment.
So he needs a new polo. I can tell you who he's not asking for a new polo, and that's this man. who has been to his son's school uniform shop to buy a polo, Brown. What is going on there?
Hey, Tone, good to see you've stopped eating upstairs there and you've joined us. Great to have you on board.
What?
I just had about 4 yogurts, 2 toasted sangers. I've never seen a bloke eat so much.
You did eat a lot up there.
I had 1 yogurt, 1 sandwich. Listen, idiot. Stop it, because I'm supposed to be on a diet. Now I'm hoed into the egg and bacon sandwich. 2. I did not.
He ate Kane's a lot.
Duck.
Anyway, so Matthew.
Florida.
He's done already.
That's a good start.
I tuned in to Triple M's Friday Night Footy, and I was shocked at what I heard.
Welcome to you as well,
Very
Nathan.
funny,
How are
man.
you?
Very good, Howard. I walked out the door tonight and my wife, Christina, said, "You are an amazing man." I just had to agree with her, Howard. When I went out of the car, it made me feel good. We've got a great marriage and it's good to be in love.
You are an amazing man, TJ. How would you describe Brownie?
Flog?
Let's have a look at how the week played out with the Melbourne sports presenters during the week.
Your bunny every day when the sports ratings come out every...
Who is it?
Well, Tim Watson. You wanted that up there, didn't you? To say
Is that what he looks like? Oh, listen, I hear him on radio.
Okay.
Somebody sent a text in here saying that not only has he now got the new chompers, but he's gone for the hair plugs as well.
I knew it.
I haven't noticed that.
I knew I'd get a response.
So very vicious, very venomous. But there is one member that we have forgotten about. So we had to get comment from Channel 10 and Stephen Quartermain.
Quarters, just want your thoughts on the war of words between TJ and Wispy Watson.
Well, look, I think it's a disgrace to the profession, to be honest. I'm pretty disappointed in both men. Yes, Tim Watson's ratings aren't what they should be, but the young lad's trying his best. TJ, well, look, we know he's got a couple of pianos in his mouth. I didn't know about the Russian horsehair. There's a lot of conflict in life. I just urge the two men to get together, have a coffee and get on with life.
Have a coffee, the three of you. We need to sit down, we need a coffee.
No, I don't think there's any need for Tim Watson and I to have a coffee.
I think we do.
Damien Hardwick, I love this. This caught my eye during the week when he was talking about a loan system, but at least try and remember the player you want to loan to the Gold Coast fans.
Yeah, I would. Anything that gives a young player an opportunity to play the game, I'd love. You know, we've got a young kid by the name of Samson Ryan. He's got two first names. He gets me every Ryan Samson Ryan.
He was backpedaling there, he was trying to remember, and it took us back to my favourite What Caught My Eye, where one of our fellow members forgot the punchline.
We've got a lookalike segment. Is there anybody that you think you look like? And he said, it's funny you should say that, that a lot of people think I look like... a lot of people think I look like... I've forgotten the name.
That was good, but it wasn't as good as the all-time favourite. This is the best forgotten punchline of all time.
Well, coming up after the break, we'll catch up with Demon coach.
Hang on. That is the greatest setup of all time. Matthew?
No, this rundown said TJ.
It does say TJ.
Yeah, I know. And TJ said, I'm not doing that.
This is for the viewers at home, okay?
We're still going, are we?
There, so after the show last week, have a look. The cameras are off, the lights are off. The crew are trying to get the microphones. And have a look at these two. These two just get as many. And have a look. Wait for After Dark, Llordo.
Disgraceful. Where's Llordo?
After Dark Llordo trying to get as many eggs as he can. Mate, feed him with you blokes. You've got to be better than that. Just filling up your mouth.
You want to start with hidden cameras? I'll set one up on you.
You don't need any more eggs, and you're and the big ones too. All the way home to St. Leonard's. Push the table away.
How do you?
Mate, he had that many eggs. I saw all the rappers on the Geelong Freeway.
Shut up!
No, we got some superstars on this panel, absolute forward superstars. Want to take a look, because Llordo kicked 13 in a goal one game, 13 in a game. Billy Brownless, we've got Billy Brownless 11 at the Gabba. Still holds the record. There he is on the big stage. Billy.
Linguini arms.
And Nathan Brown, underrated. Well, not according to him, because he's best player in the competition. 10 weeks in a row.
Where's Sholey?
Nathan Brown kicked 7 goals in a game 3 times, if you don't mind. But what we do have on this panel is a hidden superstar, and it's not TJ.
Oh, don't tell me.
Let's have a listen.
Oh, no.
Don't know you won some... What's your best award? What did you play? Footy? Yeah. What? Where? Did you play footy?
I kicked 12 goals in a game in which Stephen Alessio played, Bill. We got him on, he couldn't remember it.
Yeah,
but Stephen Alessio.
12 goals.
12.
What were all scored?
What, did you suck on a helium balloon before that or something?
Yeah, we were all on him.
12 snags.
You reckon you kicked 12 goals?
Yeah, but the problem I've got is Stephen Alessio doesn't remember it.
That's because it didn't happen.
We're a team here, aren't we, at the Sunday Footy
very
Show?
strong
We're a pretty strong
sometimes.
team, and TJ come up with the idea. I reckon you should do an opener at the Shrine for the open of the show, which you would have just seen.
Yes.
I'll do an interview with you, so I obviously live up to my end of the bargain. I turn up to the shrine and Luca, our producer, sitting there and says, "Oh, TJ's decided to be at his holiday house, I'll ask the questions of you." So I had a producer asking the question. He obviously did a good job, as we saw earlier. But where were you?
I was down at Lawn doing a story.
Okay. Well, I've got.
Hang on a minute. Why would you think otherwise?
What's that? Because
I was at Lawn doing a story.
No, because the vision that was sent to me, jellyfish vision. This was what TJ was actually doing when we were meant to meet at the shrine, TJ, and you were doing this. So actually, I'm a bit disappointed, and I'll remember this next time around.
So that guy that came up with his phone, he's gone and sent that in.
Yeah, and I'm just grateful that you. I'm just grateful that you got a feed that night for you and Annette, because. Geez, it was a big one. Have a look.
Yeah. And what did he catch?
He missed out on that.
I knew you couldn't even cook it because you thought, oh, this is one of me.
Now, Nathan, last week...
it's me, is it?
The quiz. The most popular, like the Sunday Footy Show most popular.
That's the best segment on TV.
Best segment on TV. Best segment on TV and on radio because the questions sound very familiar.
Come on, Nate.
Oh, no.
A current Essendon player who shares their surname with a former fierce West Indian fast bowler.
Name a current Essendon player who shares their surname with a former fierce TJ.
Ambrose.
Yes.
Which player or player holds the records for most goals in a game at the following venue?
Which player or players hold the record for the most goals in a game at these venues?
Which three-time premiership player, winner with the Brisbane Lions surname, can be defined as possession of control, authority, or influence over other things, or physical might and strength?
Which three-time premiership winner with the Brisbane Lions surname can be defined as possession of control, authority, influence over others, or physical might and strength?
Are you for real? What is going on? No, that is
how he's copied my quiz.
No, he hasn't, because that was done 2 nights before.
It's called content.
Why does everyone on Triple M sound like they've been sucking on helium balloons?
Because Howie's 58 kilos.
And why does he look like Ellen?
Very, very big news through the week was in your neck of the woods, Kane, with Big Bird being stolen. Now, this was huge news.
This was big news in Adelaide.
Absolutely, it was. I think it was lead story over there. For a while. But anyway, so there it was there. So Big Bird was safely returned.
He's had a few.
The big fear, of course, is that he would have come to harm, and the fear was that he'd been plucked. Right. Now, if you ever wondered what Big Bird would look like if he was plucked, this is what he would look like.
A little bird.
I did see a video the other day of Lloydie down at the TAC Cup pushing away little kids to take a pack mark behind the goals. So I don't know if you've got that footage, but someone has it. I'll try and get it for you.
Now, I couldn't believe that.
Exclusive.
I couldn't believe that. So we went in search of the said footage.
Llordo.
This is the wide shot. Now, Llordo's in the blue shirt behind the goals. There's little kids wanting to take a mark. Right? Have a look at him there. Right? That is disgraceful. And we've got a different angle. We've got a different angle here. We've got a different angle. Have a look at this one. Look at that. Look at that poor little kid. There's one kid's obviously been knocked down because his legs are horizontal.
That would have made that kid's day.
Oh, no, I know what. You do anything for your own kids. So Jacob wanted a kick, so I actually knocked a Stu out the way to get my own son a kick. So
We read out the home viewer and let's have a listen to old mate Tony Jones and how we went about it last week.
Eliza Vivian from Essendon West in Victoria. Sorry.
Oh,
Oh, hang on a minute.
Eliza Vivian has had nightmares all week because Tony Jones has gone with the week.
What's the old week time?
No, I obviously had something in my eye.
it's a big year. It's a huge year this year. You know why it's such a big year?
Why?
Because it's TJ's 35th year at Channel 9.
Good.
All right, 35th year, right? 35 years and no one, even Hitch didn't recognise you. On Channel 9, I thought that was pretty ordinary. They said no one really has recognised what you've done, so we wanted to recognise...
It did go unnoticed, I've got to say.
It did go unnoticed. For everything you've done, been an everywhere man. I know not always the number one man, but you've been everywhere. But
number two.
I just thought we'd recognise him on behalf of the Sunday Footy Show with Matt Hoppercroft from the Australian Dental Association who wanted to send his message.
Hi, Tony. Matt Hopcroft and Frank here from the Australian Dental Association in Victoria.
We just wanted to say congratulations on 35 years at Channel 9, a fantastic achievement. And on behalf of the dental profession, we just wanted to say thank you for all of the amazing work that you do, promoting the importance of good oral health and a great smile. Well done, Tony.
No, come on. Come on. You can say no. You can say no.
Hooked on a Feeling. The song was a strange song choice off the top, but this is why, and listen to the clip that TJ gets at the end.
That tune that I mentioned earlier that the band was playing, Hooked on a Feeling, 1974, your old disc jockey days, you remember the opening romantic lyrics, Ooga Chugga, Ooga Chugga.
Absolutely, Tony, and we're all singing it here in the studio. Thank you for bringing it back for us. Not.
Not.
It's just reminding you that you're number 2.
Controversy during the week when the Shai Bolton mark wasn't actually officially listed as mark of the week. And Kane, you had a theory on this. You felt the commentary around it may have been not up to the actual act itself, and you thought that might have been a reason.
BT's unbelievable. I didn't think he quite captured the moment in usual, typical BT style.
So what's happened here? One person on this particular panel has thought we're going to resubmit this on behalf of the Richmond Footy Club and Shai Bolton with some commentary around TJ. And Nathan Brown, who's pretty confident with himself about calling the grand final for Triple M this year, has put his own words to the
this purpose was for, Damien.
Here we go.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Rioli's got some room to move. He's got Graham on the outside. Gives it to Graham now. Graham, 60 from home. Pumps it inside forward 50. Bolton's got the sit. Bolton leaps. Bolton takes an absolute ripper of a mark. Up and a Shai Bolton mark of the year.
I thought BT's was better.
That was terrible, Nath. You had a day to think about that.
I hope Triple M weren't listening to that for the grand final. I don't reckon you're too engaged. You've this week's anything to go by. Have a look at Bill when Damo was speaking.
They've got a game against Hawthorn now, Bill, who's equally as disappointing as North Melbourne, I feel, now in the context of the 2021 season. And
what's Fat doing?
What was that?
What are you eating? You're down at Cremorne. What are you eating?
Curried sausages, Jim, just turned up.
Oh, my God.
Have a look at that. Curried sausages and mash.
Bill, we're on air.
So was it just Damo?
Well, Damo puts you to sleep. He goes on, he gets 2 segments, fair dinkum, I was nearly asleep.
I'll tell you what, Tight Night, if you didn't see Tight Night last week, this has been the most clicked on thing in the history of the Sunday Footy Show during the week. There was something like 45,000 views on Tight Night, and I got so many inquiries about it, so many text messages of you being tight. So it's not just isolated to that one night. I got this from a guy called Mick down in the Bellarine Peninsula. Now, do you know a Mick down at the Bellarine Peninsula?
Yes.
Yes. So it said, "Hi Nathan. Last weekend
hang on. Are you happy to go with this?
Yes, I'm 100%. 100%. Here's actually some overlay of you while we read this out. Last weekend I was walking down to the fish cleaning table and I saw TJ walking up to all the fishermen who were coming in to clean their catch. I didn't believe what I was hearing. TJ, what are you doing out here? Oh, chompers at this, chompers that. And his reply was, if you give a man a fish, he eats for a day. But if your name is Tony Jones, people give you fish for free. I was that embarrassed, I had to walk off. And then he went on to say he's the worst paid, so don't believe that you get paid well in TV. Worst paid on the Sunday Footy Show. Surely that can't be right with Kane Corns being on the show. So Kane got a drive-by. In short, you need to stop scabbing fish. Is that true? Is there any truth to that?
I have accepted free fish. No, let me tell you. No, hang on.
Moses or something. Well, you're going to get one piece and feed everyone down there, right?
Speaking of men of the people, Brian Taylor catching a tram to the footy the other night.
Yes.
He found it a bit weird, Bill.
Did he?
This is weird.
Where's his mask?
Tram to the footy.
The next stop is Elizabeth Street.
Elizabeth Street.
1957.
Do I have to... Do I touch on and off?
Oh boy, he says man of the people, BT.
Sorry, go on.
Did he publish it?
He did on his own Instagram account, which we ripped off. Follow it. It's a good follow, BT. But who better to tell us about what it's like being in and amongst the people than you?
Oh, okay. Now, I've got to say... I've got plenty of sport happening too, Pete. I'll tell you all about that in about 40 minutes from now. Bogans.
Oh, Tony.
Now, talking about television talents, there can be none greater, and we got an example of that last week with you, Nathan, when you did Tight Night, I think it was called. And just remember, you're still very much a C-grade football commentator, right? You've got to leave the good folk at 60 Minutes alone.
Hi, Nathan. Sarah Arbo here from 60 Minutes. Thanks for the phone calls and for sending across your CV. We all have a copy now. It makes for, well, thought-provoking reading. Thank you for your interest in a job at 60 Minutes, but sadly there's no position for you at the moment. Oh. All the best with your cadetship, though. Hopefully some voice training is on the horizon. Don't worry about calling us. If anything comes up, let's just say we'll call you.
There you go.
Well done. You happy with yourself, are you?
Yeah, pretty happy. Pretty happy with that. You might remember in 2004 at the Super Bowl, Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson. And, OK, we're going to stop it there. Her top was ripped off and we saw a little bit more of Janet than we needed to see.
Right.
And I thought the world had moved on, and I thought we'd actually learn from this.
You're on your own here, too. You're on your own here, too.
Where are you going?
Front page of the Herald Sun yesterday.
Oh, no. What?
Nipplegate!
Oh,
It's back. What is that?
What are you talking about?
Now, there's Eddie getting the COVID jab.
From Molino.
There he is getting the COVID jab. And I just think we're seeing a little bit more of Eddie than we necessarily need to see. Thanks for your support, guys.
What about round 11 results?
Yeah, hang on. How long before the phone goes off, by the way? Eddie, I didn't want to do that.
Unfortunately, you don't ask people to sing and the seconds in do this. So here's TJ on Friday night asking the Bulldogs diehards to sing their theme song.
You'll be expecting to hear that club song tonight. Do you want to give us a little bit of a preview of to what we might be hearing at game's end?
We'll come out snarling.
Thanks, that's fantastic.
Tony.
Thanks, Megan. That's fantastic.
So why ask them? What did you expect them to do? Something different?
No, that was Megan and her family, and they did a great job. But
why are you doing this?
Because someone asked me about your career.
Really tough week for journos across the AFL landscape. Really hard week. Damo was in it with the Dogs. But Mark Stevens from Channel 7 realised that he was running late for Pendles. And this would be probably the worst nightmare, Damo, I reckon. So I've missed the big grab. Buckley's been sacked. Need the captain.
He's having a coffee,
Steve-O is...
Well, at least they actually had a journo at that interview.
Running late. And Robbo was at McDonald's when Nathan Buckley was having his media conference. And the free Wi-Fi at McDonald's just wasn't kicking in.
Oh, no.
Can you hear me, Buck?
Yes, you're coming in loud and clear, Robbo.
Mark, in respect to the senior coach,
Bucks, can I say thank you for those?
Just ask one last question.
Apprehensive.
Good at this.
Awkward.
Isn't it?
Zoom.
He's just...
Yeah, poor Robbo. But even our very own, that was a really tough week for TJ. This response from Nathan Buckley on what I thought was a pretty reasonable question from our man TJ.
Bucks, this is, I guess, one of the few opportunities you get to write the headline. And you've, as you said, you've been very transparent. So what is the headline, just to clarify? Is it Nathan Buckley has stepped aside or Nathan Buckley was tapped?
I wouldn't presume to do your job for you, TJ, so you can write it however you wish, mate.
Would you be disappointed, though, if it was Nathan Buckley was tapped?
Was tapped. I actually don't even know what that means, mate, but go for it.
TJ, he's a smart man. He knows what tap means. Is there history between you and Nathan Buckley?
No, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't have thought so. Yeah. I'll tell you what, though, Kane, it's going to be very awkward next year when he replaces you on the panel.
That's Chris Ryan. That's the editor-in-chief of The Ringer, TJ, which is a massive global sports and entertainment network. It's been bought by Spotify for $150 million.
Yeah. So it was at the end, you asked him to come back, and I've got to say your response is a little when Harry met Sally here. Listen to this.
It was an absolute pleasure. Please have me back on again if you guys ever want. I would love it.
Oh, that we will definitely do that.
Hang on. We've got to have a listen. We've got to have a listen to that again. Play that again, please.
It was an absolute pleasure. Please have me back on again if you guys ever want. I would love it.
Oh, we will definitely do that.
It was non-ratings period on 3AW during the week, so TJ filled in for Neil Mitchell. Okay? And when it was a non-ratings period, he interviewed a guy by the name of Chaz Martin, TJ, and he got an honour for his services to the ambulance department over many, many years. And take a listen to this phone call he had with TJ.
If you look in the back of one of those ambulances in their heyday compared to the back of a paramedics van today, it would be vastly different, I dare say.
Absolutely no comparison. The ambulances in the old days had a bed. Just a moment, please. Come on, shut that I'm sorry.
Not as sorry as I am for the dog when you get home.
It was great to be back at the airport, travelling around, and it was amazing. Like, I hadn't seen Bill for 3 weeks, so I got to the airport, and you wouldn't believe it.
What?
I've run into Bill.
No.
Yeah.
Yourself and alongside Browny have been caught doing things you'd rather not be aired over the journey. You've both got a problem with pie eating, and have a look at, just as we look at this, Kane, the technique of Browny in this.
Lick his fingers.
Look, this goes out and back in and then back out again.
It's a bit hot, wasn't it?
That's a bit on Kane. You've asked me to come with you on your funny today too, by the way. You're going to show that.
You need to stay with me right now because it happens at other networks too.
Oh, you're not going to play the other network one, are you? Because there was a bit of a blow up earlier today. Surely you're not going to play this day.
It happens at other networks. Peter Mitchell at Channel 7 had a moment that he also was caught off camera when he was actually on camera.
Thirsty.
A major train project in the northeast has been derailed.
I did worry about that because last week or the week before when you trotted this one out, pronunciation's not one of your biggest strengths. Yep. No.
Tom Stewart, arguably the best defender in the competition at the moment. Arguably Geelong's most important player. Let's talk about what he does. Arguably.
Okay. Now, arguably, there's more than one word.
Arguably. Yeah.
Okay, so you got it, right? And I thought, okay, you're just having an off morning.
I did.
Yeah, an off morning. But then I saw this on Sportsbet.
I mentioned Hawthorn are going well. Their last 3 games have been able to cover the line. Tom Mitchell, he is motoring at the moment. Regularly 35, regularly 40 disposals. It was regularly. Can you talk regularly?
What was Ubba? What were you trying to say there?
I don't know. I've got my own language. You have to get something out quick.
I was been away for the week, Tony, and I was up there in Noosa, of course, but I heard about the radio wars during the week. Well, there is between you and Kane.
Big.
And this was Kane on SEN, of course, doing a good job.
Thanks, Bill.
Radio wars this weekend, I'm hearing. Kane's taking over the Waitley spot.
I wouldn't call it radio wars. I mean, it's a pretty one-sided battle. I mean, I think tomorrow I've got Josh Frydenberg on, and what do you got, Kev from Cannons Creek or something?
Now, they tell me there's about 1,000 people that live in Cannons Creek. We're putting the call out. We want Kev on. Kev, good morning to you.
I wouldn't believe it. Tony Jones is one of my best friend's brother-in-laws. But, yeah, the teeth are a little big.
All right, mate, they are a bit big. They're nice and shiny too at the moment.
Don't worry about the haters, brother. They're not worth your time, mate. You're the reason that I actually listen to 3AW. You're a star. But anyway, hey, Norton, just remember last week he was absolutely poleaxed.
He came out and his mother's come out and said it was all a joke. He was all a part of it. You said nothing.
Sam,
instead of just letting it go.
Sam, settle down, mate. Why are you listening?
Because I actually listen for the traffic reports, because you've got the best station for traffic reports.
Give us your number. We'll call you with the traffic report so you don't have to listen, OK? Good luck with that, Mario.
Thanks, champ. Good on you, mate.
Thanks, champ.
Champ.
You got champ?
Oh, hi, Richard.
No. I'm Tony. We had Richard on.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, OK. Hi, Tony. I just heard...
Yeah, Sam, you got to be warmer, Tony. You got to be warmer. What? You got to be warmer, mate. You can't. Sam, settle down, mate. We'll send you.
Well, you didn't hear the whole phone call, did you?
I did. I caught that. Grumpy.
Captain Grumpy.
And then you got champed, and then...
I'm going to come to your defence, TJ,
Thank you,
because
Matthew.
Kane said you're doing a great job. Just a little bit of uppercut there for you. But I want to take a look at Kane. So he was talking about doing a quiz.
Yeah.
And he's talking about the late, great Bart Cummings. Bart Cummings, 12 Melbourne Cup wins, he trained, 7 Caulfield Cups, 5 Cox Plates, 9 Oaks, 4 Golden Slippers, right? And the news must be slow getting to Adelaide, because listen to what Kane Corns had to say.
Lope 91, Saintly 96, Rogan Josh in 99, and Viewed in 2008. It's been a while between drinks for Bart.
Oh,
He passed away in 2000.
I know, Llordo. It was a mistake. Apologies to Bart and the whole family. That was my day.
What about what he said to the health minister when they said, you got too many flies down here in the stables? He said, well, how many am I supposed to have?
Are you back on this week?
I am.
Okay, if anyone rings up about Bradman, okay, I don't want you to say he's in a bit of a rut.
Righto, Damo, I've been waiting for this.
We know the footy season's a marathon.
You've had a big day.
It hits you up physically and emotionally and verbally at times too, TJ. And one of us on the desk really struggled on Friday night. Nathan Brown.
Oh, yeah.
And it doesn't help, Nathan. You've got little teeth, but they got in the way even more than normal. What were you doing on Friday night?
Good, Damo.
Triple M Red Lead's ending stats. Ash is with us. Thanks to everybody helped us out, put this together. Out to the end of the art. I'm going to finish off with Jackson. Damien Harvick on the Triple M Harvey on replay screen.
Oh, what?
You know, a breakdown.
Come on.
What did that remind you of? Before you answer, it reminded me of this.
That looks like Billy at a sporting. No, seriously.
Quite get it out the other night.
Well, sorry, were you ill?
No. I was just a bit tired.
There is a Melbourne podcast of two people who live in Mexico but love the Demons, and their guest this week to talk about all things Melbourne was this man, Kane Corn. So there's these two people that live in. And he took the time to sit in his car and do that podcast, Kane.
Nice,
so that's one aspect of the podcast. But they all wanted to know all about things Melbourne, and they absolutely love Lever and May. So they ask a question about Lever and May, and watch the areas that Kane goes to.
Obviously, Lever and May have been absolutely spectacular this year.
Chad was a bit the same. Chad started as a forward. Start of the year, they said, we're going to push you back. He was nervous about it. He just played it like he was a forward. So Chad was a bit ahead of his time. My dad has been in media for a long time and still is. He's 75. He's in the Australian Football Hall of Fame. So he's a great player, but he was a brilliant media performer. I never say anything I don't believe.
So, Kane, how did you get it onto Chad and Graham? It's all about Melbourne. Come on, give them there.
Yeah, fair enough. The selective editing, I thought there. Check out the podcast. It's a lot of fun.
My kids, girls, I got three of them, they love Barbie, and how excited was I when Barbie bought out a Naomi Osaka doll. Now, I rushed out to get this doll, but 12 million units got shifted in 3 minutes. It was sold out in 3 minutes, TJ. Can you believe that? Couldn't get anywhere around the world, but what you could get was the 2019 version with the accessories, the heavy trophy, the silly reporter asking the questions. There's still 12 million units left, TJ. They had a second go at it. The first one didn't quite work out with the accessories and the Tony doll.
Nice. I tell you what, I wish they'd bring out a Nathan doll. You'd have so many pins in it. It's not funny.
Speaking of Nathan Brown, I know we've got a couple of sex symbols on the panel. We got Damo, we got Bill, we got TJ. And we've got our man, Llordo. But have a look at this sex symbol and pay particular close note to what he's wearing when he was traded to the Tigers.
Naming trade week to seal a deal after Richmond landed his signature late today. Craig Hutchison was at Punt Road.
Brown's move to Punt Road was rubber-stamped after a meeting between the Bulldogs and Richmond last night. The dual All-Australian arriving at Punt Road to sign the papers this afternoon.
It's a load off my mind. I mean, I'm a pretty laid-back sort of guy.
Bendigo Bogan.
He's got the flares and the thongs and the rockstar sunglasses. So then
Who doesn't turn up to their first day like that?
Yeah, and then he did get the trade, and then we've got some nice cutaways of Nathan Brown and Richmond colours. What a man. What is going through? Is there anyone happier with themselves ever?
I like that jawline back.
How was the strut? In fact, that was the only time he showed any flair at Punt Road.
Yes, TJ. No, Spud did tell me.
Not bad.
Spud did tell me, I want some pizzazz when you come in. We need some confidence into the footy club, so I took that on board.
And Browny, wait, there's more to come.
This will be funny.
The vanity of you just knows no bounds. This is the same time frame. Now, it's about the same time frame you went to WADA to get special exemption to take drugs to keep your hair in place. And then found love with a shampoo company called Matrix. Now, TJ, look at the wistful look into the distance away from the camera. Part of this campaign. Let's go to the beach in your jeans.
Cricket.
What are you wearing, by the way? Let's go to the beach, wear your jeans, with your sand shoes, and throw the ball in. Browny, I'm worried about you.
No, the days, Damo.
I tell you what, all we can say is to Rhett Bartlett, the son of Kevin and a historian, keep them coming, Rhett, keep them coming.
So, as I said, we've got a great audience and it reaches far and wide, and it's gone back to a schoolmate of yours back in the day, TJ. You went to school in Sydney?
Sydney?
And,
Penrith.
And actually, a lady by the name of Cheryl has got in touch with me and said, I've got some photos I want to show of TJ in Year 8 and Year 9. So here's the first one. Here's the photo of TJ. So if there's, well, then we'll zoom in on TJ in Year 8. And there he was in Year 8. Okay, so then
the chest.
There we go, a bit of Partridge Family style, TJ. And then we go to Year 9. Okay, so we zoom in on this one where you need the razor at this stage.
Just have your wisdom teeth out. Just got the wisdom teeth out.
Chin.
I was starting to fill out.
This is where the next layer of this story goes. So, the Penrith Panthers were the team at this stage.
Yes,
and
they were.
There was three. You?
That's Cheryl.
Yeah, that's
Cheryl.
I know her. So there was TJ, two mates, Cheryl and two mates.
Oh.
Cheryl went as TJ's date.
Yeah.
The boys all went to buy drinks.
Yeah.
The other two blokes come back with a drink for their girls.
And?
TJ didn't bring anything for Cheryl, right? And so, anyway, to that, Cheryl's gone on the record to tell her story.
Hi, Tony. It's Cheryl here. I found this school photo and couldn't resist sharing it. I remember you invited me on a date to watch Penrith Panthers game in 1978 with a few of our schoolmates. Yeah. Jono and Todd bought their girls a soft drink and I was waiting patiently for mine, but unfortunately it never came. Cheers, Cheryl.
I remember Cheryl. I went out with her.
Yeah. Soft drink.
Sorry?
It was a soft drink.
Well, we were still in school.
Why are you so tight?
I'm just careful.
You're careful. You're that careful that we'll take a look at the split screen of those photos again. I reckon you're that tight back in the day. You wouldn't even buy a razor for yourself.
I'll tell you what, you did buy some food. Crikey.
Cheryl went out with him.
No. Did you get a girlfriend?
I obviously had something going for me.
How did you get a girlfriend?
No, you didn't have anything going for you.
What happened to your chin?
Your hair's thick though.
Oh, get it off. Get it off.
What happened to your chin?
Billy, have a look at yourself. Have a look at yourself. Shall we dig it?
It's stung by a bee on the end of his chin.
I hadn't even had his teeth done at that time.
Where were the teeth? We couldn't even see the teeth. Put it up again, please.
No, don't put it up again. But take it off. Take it off.
A bee stung your chin.
God, it's like watching Game of Thrones. Have a look at it. All righty. Well, okay, well, you've drawn the battle lines now, okay? All right, so...
Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you, Cheryl.
If anyone has got any school photo... Now, we'll obviously discount you, Bill, because I'm not entirely sure you went to school.
Exactly the same.
Well, we'll find out. If anyone's got any school photos of any of these bogans on the panel, including Kane, of course, please send them in. 57.
Tane, you're supposed to be at the plasma.
Yeah, no, I'm walking over there.
Well, how are you going to throw
I'm going to... Well, OK, I'll go over there. OK, so...
23 years.
Yeah, righto, I can count. Thank you.
You're not going to be number one by throwing like this. You're supposed to be there now.
I'll tell you what I'll throw in a minute, Bill. It might only take one, but I'll do it. All right, so... OK, so... Last week, Llordo stitched me up a beauty. He stitched me up an absolute classic by showing a couple of old school photos. So, anyway, I trawled the internet myself, right? And I came across your hoity-toity days at your hoity-toity school. Mine was only one up from a reform school. This, of course, was St Bernard's, and they love the fact that Matthew went there.
Matthew Lloyd always displayed consistency and perseverance. But how did Matthew's formative years at St Bernard's prepare him for an illustrious AFL career that lay ahead?
Oh, well, there you go. So that set the scene for this beautiful Facebook tribute to their former student in Matthew Lloyd.
Luminite.
Now, that's what I was thinking of, but I didn't know if it was the right one. We didn't have those at my school. So I thought to myself, I've copped it here for creepy Tony with Elmer Person and all that sort of stuff. You want creepiness? Long. Have a look at Matthew.
Some obstacles I overcame at St Bernard's was just dealing with what every other child would, I suppose. We used to hang out with all the St Columba's girls as well, just down the road in Essendon.
Oh, really? You used to hang out with all the St Columba's girls, did we?
Creepy. The editing there.
Well, no, I'm sorry. You said that, Matthew.
Yeah,
you said that. Anyway, then the video goes on and on. Matthew just talking about how good Matthew is. And then it ends with this particular thing here. Now, this says here, throughout his stellar AFL career with the Essendon Football Club, Matthew Lloyd never forgot his humble beginnings. Let's have a look at Matthew's humble beginnings and how he hasn't forgotten them. Here's an example of Matthew Lloyd and his humble beginnings. Let's have another look at Matthew Lloyd and his humble beginnings. Here's another one of Matthew Lloyd never forgetting his humble beginnings. There's another one. Matthew Lloyd never forgetting his humble. There's another one.
We all love Olympic mascots, okay? Which we'll go back to London. Let's have a look at the London Olympic mascot here. It's Wenlock and Mandeville there. They're fantastic. And then, of course, Rio, that's Vincius and Tom. And then we go to Tokyo 2020, Miratoa and Somedy, or interesting mascots. But anyway, I'll tell you what we got here today. We've got breaking news here on the Sunday Footy Show. Yeah. This is a exclusive, and we need a jellyfish for this, because I am going to introduce the mascot for the 2032 Brisbane Games, and it is TJ. Where's TJ? Coming through the unique wrought iron doors. Here is the mascot for the 2032 Brisbane Games. Come on, TJ. TJ, come and meet TJ. TJ, it's hard, I know. And there it is there. Well done. There's the mascot. Brisbane 2032. Good on you. That is TJ. Well done, righto, TJ. Just move out of the road a little bit, yeah. But we do have, on a serious note, Tony, this is serious. That's TJ, the mascot. Yep. But this is Matt, and he is a dentist. And we're not allowed to show his face?
You can show my face.
Oh, we can. This is Matt. He's a dentist. And it is, can you believe it, Dental Health Week, Tony.
Is it?
Yes. And we got Matt here. You're a dentist, aren't you?
I am, Billy, thanks.
Mad Hawthorn fan?
Mad Hawthorn fan. Look, it's been a tough year for us at the Hawks. I was there at round one when we did have a win over Essendon, so it's been, up and down a little bit. But I think, for Dental Health Week, it is really important that we focus on the importance of a great smile.
Well, don't point at me.
Do you think you owe Zak Butters an apology after last week?
You go there.
Zak Butters from Port Adelaide.
Yes. You go
from Bacchus Marsh.
Yes.
From Darley.
Plays for Port Adelaide.
Why would I owe Zak Butters an apology?
Well, here's some vision that might show you.
Well, you can't go there.
No. Yes, Bill.
Zak! Sorry, Zak. Can we find
Well, I'm only saying what everyone in South Australia wants to say.
We've seen recently Kane accepting a little bit of cash for a few things, but on this show, on this program, this is what Kane promotes, Mosh, making it easy, and we take out the players and then we put them back in. Who is the match winner? That's Jakey Stringer at either the Bulldogs or Essendon. But I tell you what, Kane, this is what we do on this program, and you've reskinned it. You've taken it to SEN and you've done it another way.
Oh, no.
Righto, let's play a little game which I'm going to call Blind Footy Resume. One player has a massive reputation in the game. A player from another club that plays in a similar position has a lesser reputation. You can have your choice. You can have Aaron Norton, or you can have Charlie Dixon.
Come on, Kane.
Kane.
Plagiarism?
To his defence.
No, that's just... yeah, absolutely. Well, if you take it from one source, it's plagiarism. If you take it from two, it's research, isn't it?
I just thought, to his defence, Hutchie's got him doing about 15 hours of radio a day, so he's going to...
Yeah, but hang on.
It's content.
But hang on.
I need the content.
The 15 hours of radio, there's about 14 hours of ads, I think, and all that sort of stuff.
You and Hutto okay?
Yeah, we're good.
Hey, TJ, as you know, and Damo, the first question at a really important media conference is so important. It's almost a big honour. The most senior journo gets the first question. This is the best question our man Tom Brown could come up with after the Bulldogs cost himself a top four spot on Friday night.
Oh, no.
Bevo, commiserations. Just on that last play, I'll start with that. Obviously, Bailey Smith's kick. What were your thoughts on that last play? Was that sort of in accordance with what you sort of had instructed the guys to do? And it was obviously a pretty bad luck.
What part of it, Tom, was bad luck to you?
Do you think his kick was going to go through?
From my vantage point,
No, I thought Norts might have marked it, but what did you think was going to go through? I'm not sure.
Wasn't his best. If he had his time again, I think he'd ask a more hard-hitting question, but it wasn't the silliest question that we've ever heard, was it?
The trophy sitting there is a very, very big trophy too, by the way. I'm not too sure how you carried it all that way.
And Gil, you little subtle hint there. It might be a milestone birthday tomorrow. And lockdowns put the kibosh on a party, does it? No, I thought you might have been hitting the 5-0.
No. Yeah, no birthdays.
My name's Brown and Mum's maiden name was Smith, so Vegemite growing up was massive. We got told not to have Vegemite, not to have it on the butter. Take the butter out and just have it. Do you have Vegemite?
I think you actually make Tom Brown look like Walter Cronkite.
Shout out to Horatio.
Nathan Brown is a guru of all things. I mean, we know he's the crypto guru on this panel. He's got a new little investment that he's looking at. Let's have a listen.
So I bought this thing called the Gutter Cat Gang. So I got a picture of the Gutter Cat Gang. This is what I bought. So that is an NFT, right? That is an NFT. So I bought that.
You didn't buy that.
I bought that, right? For 0.5 of an Ethereum. So Ethereum's around 3,300 US. So it was about 1,600, right?
You paid 1,600 for that.
He's an art guru, Brownie. It did take us back to the time he interviewed Sydney chairman Andrew Pridham.
On a lighter note, a very good mate of mine and Darces went to Madison Square Garden in New York not that long ago, paid $1,000 for some Bruce Springsteen tickets, got to the front of the gate and was turned away. Said, sorry, sir, that was a fake. You had a similar issue with a Brett Whiteley painting.
Different scale, Brownie.
Different scale of $1,000, but and it ended up in court.
Yeah.
Yep. This is the first and last interview with Andrew Pridham.
He didn't take that well, Kane.
Nothing more awkward than what happened with this Tasmanian journalist asking this question of John Longmire.
So what were the thoughts about the whole Tasmanian experience? What did you think of the stadium?
We just lost the final by a point. We have another question.
What did you think of the Tasmanian experience? What did you think of the stadium and the whole trip?
Mate, you there? Can we talk about the footy for a second?
Oh, so that was tense and it was awkward, but I think one beat it during the week.
What was that?
No one clips the AFL CEO except our fearless leader, TJ.
Fearless.
Right?
I apologise.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Sorry, we're running a couple of minutes late. Gil open.
So, bit of background. He was half an hour late.
No, not
You do
quite.
not wait for anybody, do you?
Well, no, I'm a punctual person, right? And the media release said Gil will speak at 3:55. So when he walks out at 4:17, I think we've all got better things to do than stand on a footpath in South Melbourne for 20 minutes. But no, Gil's all right.
Well, now, TJ, Max Holmes had a nightmare in the goal square of a AFL venue on the weekend when Jake Stein came in to just ever so slightly glance. It was actually harder to actually miss that goal than to kick it. But there's been nightmares happen before in the AFL system and the VFL system. We'll go back to the 1994 preliminary final when Bill Brownless couldn't even stand up when this game had to be decided. This is the famous game where Lee Tudor kicked to Gary Ablett, but just moments before, and with the game ticking away, Bill Brownless goes to pick it up and falls over. Just falls over. And then 5 years...
The pressure got to you.
5 years prior to
The pressure got to you.
5 years prior to that, back in the 1989 Grand Final, the famous 89 Grand Final. Actually, this is another incident before then. Bill in the goal square again.
First game. That's my first game. Fair to him.
That was your first game. This is about your 150th, and you just fell over in the goal square. Come on, it runs in the Geelong family.
How can I do that?
Dylan Friends is a podcast that's going really, really well. And I reckon when he asked Kane Corns to go on, he would have known the track that he was going to take it down. But unfortunately, Kane went down that track. But also, watch what he also says at the end of this about a show he would like to host.
Dad was coaching, he was busy, he had, owned a car yard and he had a radio and he had coaching and all that. I was quite a good footballer as a junior. Like, by the time I was 12, I was probably similar height to what I am now. My brother would have been running from 5 metres away into a brick wall and smashing into a brick wall to get himself up for a game. I'd finished second in the best and fairest in 2004. Great years, unbelievable. Yeah, I've got big plans. I do enjoy hosting, so hopefully one day hosting, a classified or a Sunday Footy Show. So that would be something that I'm really interested in.
Get in line.
TJ?
Hang on, sorry. Did you want to go to the news as well, mate? Maybe hot seat?
Well, TJ, I'm talking about in 40 years' time when I'm 68, not tomorrow. So
you can't just actively. I mean, this would be like someone actively going for someone's job while they're still in the chair. You can't be doing that.
Because we wouldn't see that.
No, we wouldn't see that. Any news on the Carlton job?
And now, or Channel 9. I want to look at some fashion. There's been some pretty ordinary fashion over the time, and Kane, Browny, I'll start with you. So there's Kane. Browny wouldn't iron his shirt before that sports bet cross. This one, the volcano, his wife has had him model some stuff, which is as awkward as I've seen.
What?
Show, but we've seen worse during the week, TJ.
Have we? By who?
By you.
Me?
Is there any danger of you burning that cardigan that you get around
That is a bad cardigan.
Look at you.
Look at that cardigan.
That was terrible, and we'll get to what you led to with your questions soon.
But how close are you?
Why are you so close?
Well, because it's not about me. It's the questions and the actual vision of the questions is irrelevant when it actually goes to air.
Well, you were too close. And it's always important to make a good impression when there's a new coach, and you have a love-hate relationship with coaches over the year. But let's see how you went with Craig McRae first up.
Craig, Tony Jones again. Can I just ask you any concerns at all about what appears to be a looming battle to the man sitting on your left, Mark Corder?
No.
That never came into calculations at all when you were weighing up whether to jump on board a club that might be a little destabilised at the moment in terms of its administration because of this looming threat or genuine threat?
No.
You don't want to elaborate at all on that?
No.
Hang on. What is the problem there?
Well,
Fair
just
questions.
some nice questions to start with, about Collingwood. He's just new. Just save
Well,
that for down the track.
That was 10 minutes into the presser.
Save that for down the track. But it's not the first time you've upset the coaches. And here's Damien Hardwick.
End of story. You're the media journalist, you figure it out.
How does it impact the club, though?
Next question.
How does it impact the
Next
club?
question.
No.
Thanks, Tony.
Oh, come on.
Oh, come on, mate.
You don't answer the first one. You don't go with it again and again like you have.
Yeah, you do.
And then you've got Damo's mate, Justin Lepich, who you asked during the week, how many years are you going to Collingwood for?
Oh. Anything audio? Oh.
That didn't quite work out the way we wanted to.
We started badly.
I told him not to do that one.
No,
how you going there, mate?
It was going well until the last
You'd rather be back at the breakfast table with the family, eh? Wouldn't you now?
The last one didn't work out.
Now, we're all looking sharp here this morning. We've been dressed by the beautiful wardrobe people here with these tuxedos. Looking great.
Yep.
But when we dress ourselves, we've got issues here with our dress sense. Let's take a look at Kane last week. This come up, just a horrible jumper. I'm not sure what he was doing there. We get that up. That is just awful. I don't know how Lucy went out with
That's
him.
Lucy's jumper.
Oh, is that? Sorry, Lucy's just a class act and she's dressed next to that.
not a
So I
great
felt
shit.
sorry for her. Earlier in the year, Browny on the Sports Bet show. What about this shirt from Nathan Brown?
come on,
Let's take a look at
Nate.
this.
Who rates himself?
What he was doing here.
And his little arm.
Little Lord Fauntleroy.
But he took it. You spoke about his calves, TJ.
Yeah.
And they cause him great concern. I'm not sure what's happened to his calves, but this was Browny during the week. So we zoom in. Obviously, Nat Edwards looks stunning, as does Richo. Zoom in even further. And the pants, right?
Oh.
Browny, you can't get your pants around your calves, can you?
No.
Major
Big calves.
issues. Have you always had big calves?
I've always had big calves, Llordo.
And look at the shoes that go on with it. What do you know?
No good. No good. What did you had? Big calves all your life?
Big
Born
calves
with
all
big
my life,
calves.
yeah. Not sure why.
But you can have big calves. You don't have to prance around like Ronald McDonald.
I like those shoes. OK, let's get into... We saw Jake Nolan.
you know, you got to get a bird's eye view there. Well, in Melbourne, of course, we've had an opportunity to get a bird's eye view of the ports through the eye, the massive wheel, which unfortunately is closing down.
Yes.
Another victim of the times, I guess. So the Melbourne Star observation wheel shuts down permanently, and we think to ourselves, well, it would be good to actually have a replacement of some sort, and I don't know, maybe this could be an option.
Oh, no.
Sam, where's the wheel? Where's the wheel? Where's the wheel? You got the wheel?
Sam was going to belt me.
The wheel. We got the wheel, Sam. Where's the wheel?
Sam wasn't happy. He's going to belt me, Sam. Might add a couple of frothies there at the Logies or whatever it was.
So are you surprised that your farewell speech actually came about 15 years after that?
I actually should have gone that night.
I think it might have been, yeah. But
that
anyway.
is a shame about the wheel.
Yeah, it is. It's a shame about a lot of
Mr.
things.
Kane, what are you laughing at, Kane?
What are you laughing at?
A fake laugh.
I'm laughing at... I'm laughing at you, Bill. Hilarious.
Your thought.
Sorry, Kane, are you on medication this morning or something?
Well, TJ, I'm 100 metres up in the air. I can't see what you clowns are laughing at. We're doing our best, OK? All right?
Without further ado, we need to name and... shame? Shame?
No.
Shame's a hard word.
OK, well, I'm just workshopping it with you, all right? These are the top 5 individuals who have inserted themselves in this 57-year drought-breaking premiership, starting from number 5.
I tell you what, when we went around the table, nobody wanted to put their hand up to do this one, but Gary Lyon, who was handing over the cup, have a look at him in the background here. He should have been off the ground by now, Gaz, but he's checking the phone, having a look. See who's texting me just in the background. Now, Gaz, nobody wanted to do that one, and I got stuck with it. But you're number 5 for a reason.
Well, I just want to put it on the record. I voted against that.
Oh, you did not, TJ.
Oh, absolutely,
Why are you
I
scared
did.
of Gary?
I'm not scared of him. I like him.
Number 4, he called their club insipid. He called them disgraceful. So he went from president to board member. But anyway, he found himself in the club song, Glenn Bartlett. So,
Llordo!
Bang!
Oh, come on, Glenn.
So,
Did he want to get rid of Woody? Goody?
Oh,
Woody.
All right, so Gary Lyon at number 5.
This is awkward.
Glenn Bartlett at number 4. It's about to get even more awkward. It's one thing to play for the club. It's another thing to run the club. But when you just support the club, stay out of it, Clint Stanaway from 9 News. There he is this morning. There he is this morning on the Tay Show, Weekend Today. All right, so that was one. And then the next half hour, there he is again, carrying on like a 2-bob watch.
Oh, come on, Stanner.
Every time he's been on the news this week, he's either worn a Melbourne tie or whatever.
There is a connection.
There is a connection there. So, well, Clint, you can get off the bandwagon. Your dad, of course, is a life member and head trainer of the Melbourne Football Club, Big Johnny. We don't have the photo we asked for 3 hours ago? OK. John Stanaway, of course, is the father of Clint, which is why the Stanaway family are just so fanatical.
Browny.
But maybe a little too fanatical, Clint.
now, that's one thing, but when you bring crocodile tears to the table...
Well,
no.
we discussed who else could be in this one. This is the great Jeff White after the game. With the tears, Jeff. He's very happy. Let's be honest, he's very happy. But
Former player.
And Fremantle.
Former player of the D's.
well done, Jeff. Number 2, congratulations.
Dude, that's harsh, bro.
You're harsh, you blokes. No, I can't do it.
As if Gary wasn't bad enough and you've gone another champion.
I did spot this. So number one. He finished playing 3 years ago, by the way, at the Demons. He did play for Adelaide. He's a nuffy. We know that. Look at Bernie Vince. Where he's got the jumper on. He's got the... Bernie. Have a look at Bernie Dent. I reckon he'd had a couple of frothies too during the game, and there was Bernie Vince. Come on.
That's
Bernie.
a good list.
And a special mention to Alan Jakovich.
Was he there?
Yeah, I think he was in the rooms being interviewed.
And you wanted to mention Neil Mitchell.
No, I did not want to mention Neil Mitchell.
Yes, you did.
No, Neil, can I just clarify that? I did not. These bozos thought...
It's getting awkward.
Seriously.